The Dorm Disorder podcast contains real stories, adult language, and occasional chaos. Some content may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised. Now on to the episode.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Dorm Disorder podcast. Before we get started, don't forget, like, follow, subscribe. Every little bit counts, and we really want you to engage with us. So please reach out to us, dormdisorder@gmail.com. The mailbag is open. We are listening, and we want to hear your thoughts. Before we go too far, we want to let you guys know we'll be at Founders Day this year. Please look for us and come by the Dorm Disorder booth and say hello. Maybe you can tell us a little something about your time at Girard. As always, I'm here with my co-host who's right next to me, so something must be up.
What's going on, Mike? It's Dan. Welcome back to the Dorm Disorder podcast. We're here with some interesting guests, but before we get into that, I just want to ask Mike, it's been a little while since we've been recording, so how was your weekend?
Bro, look, there's an outtake already that we just did because I can't speak. Because when I was at Girard, I wasn't one of those people that got braces.
Shout out Dr. Moody. Dr. Moody.
Dr. Moody never hooked me up with the mouth brackets. So here I am at 40X years old, finally getting my teeth straight. And before anybody say anything weird, I get a little lisp at times and my voice is a little off.
It's okay. It's okay. We're good. We're good.
Thanks, Mike.
It's all good.
You might now. I guess I should just do it in the Mike hyphen. But just start doing the Dorm Disorder podcast. It's going to be done like this from now on. That's just the way we're going to do it. All right. Well, we got two really good guests today.
We do. Before we jump in, I just want to do a quick PSA because my last weekend, I went to a Britney Spears musical at a public school my daughter was in. And the chairs there are like torture devices. So I just want to say to all public schools, if you can, start selling some mats, some cushions, some stuff that'll make it a little bit easier for the older parents where we can actually sit through a 2-hour show.
That was so rude of me. You asked me how my weekend was, and
yes.
I was just like, moving on.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Well, this is the last episode that we're doing in March as well, and it is Women's History Month. So I do want to take just a couple of seconds to shout out a couple of the teachers that were very important in my life, including one house parent. So quick shout out, in no particular order, Miss Shirley Dixon was very kind, always spent time with me, took time to take care of me, make sure I was okay. Miss Kemp was my 4th grade teacher. Miss Kemp was rough, was more of the tough love, but I needed it at that age because I was rambunctious and I really didn't listen to anybody. So I appreciate Miss Kemp. And Beverly Nottingham, who I had for a couple years. I was in Section 7 for at least 2 years. Ms. Knott always took care of me. Back then, as you know, and our guests are going to probably mention as well, we didn't go home every weekend. So Ms. Knott took care of me pretty much 7 days a week. So I really owe Ms. Knott a lot. And the last person I'm going to mention, I kind of built a friendship with while I was at Girard, and it was Angela Walker. So quick story about Miss Walker. Very first couple days in her class, we walked into class. Somebody told me a joke as I was walking in. We sat down. I don't know. It might have been just before lunch or right after. I looked at my friend and I go, I got to tell you a joke. So Eugene looks at me, he goes, what's the joke? And I said, what would Anita Baker's name be if she married Moby Dick? Ooh. So, of course, the answer is Anita Dick, right? So Eugene starts laughing. Miss Walker calls on him. Why are you laughing? He didn't stick up for me. He said, Dan told me this joke. She made me tell the joke in front of everybody. I was like, I don't want to tell the joke. She's like, no, tell the joke. You a comedian, tell the joke. So I told the joke. She threw me out of class. She laughed. I will say that. She did laugh. She threw me out. But the reason we built a friendship is she didn't send me to the principal's office. When the bell rang, everybody went to their class. She pulled me in and she had a heart-to-heart with me. And it was within like the first 2 weeks of her working at Girard because it was her first year. So she was always honest with me. When I told her I was going to the Army, she said, you're crazy. You're never going to last. you can't listen to nobody, and the Army's structured, and that's just not who Dan is. And sure enough, she was right, because I didn't last as long as I wanted to. But just sending some flowers to the great women of Girard that taught and took care of us there.
Well, I'm going to mention one then. And it's one teacher I actually never had, but just cared so much for me and followed my journey through high school. And that was Miriam Foreman. And I never knew what happened to Miss Foreman after she left Girard. But Miss Foreman, if you see this, I never forgot you. You made a huge impact on my life. Thank you very much.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Well, let's get into our guests now.
Absolutely.
You're boring them to death.
Absolutely.
We got a treat for y'all.
Yes, we do.
We going to the Wayback Machine. All right. And we're going back to the class that graduated the first Black students of Girard College. And here with us today, we have Reverend Owen Gowans III, and we have Ned Bub Jenkins. Gentlemen,
What's going on?
thank you
Thanks
so
for
much for being here.
Thanks
And
for
welcome to
having
the
me.
Dorm Disorder
Good to
Podcast.
be here.
Sorry we bored you so much just now, but we're going to get into it with you guys.
That was a funny joke. Like, I thought that was a funny joke. Like, all right, whatever.
We weren't the first to graduate. First to graduate from
Yeah.
Girard.
I knew I was going to screw that up.
That's all right.
Keep your day job. Keep your day job.
Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. This is the Dorm Disorder Podcast, and unfortunately, I missed our little meetup that we usually have before this, but Dan was telling me that y'all didn't call it Dorm Disorder?
No, Dan surprised me because I asked him where they get that name from. And I think he was saying, I guess Mr. Wine and
Yeah, wrote it up on my slip.
No.
You're about to be paddled slip. Why? Dorm disorder.
No, I thought
Yeah.
you guys made that term up.
No.
Because I like it. I really like it.
It is. It's a good name, but no, when we look, we call it the dormitory.
Okay.
We call it the dormitory. So look, it's a good name.
So did y'all stay up and like were y'all rambunctious like in junior school? Like y'all met in section 2, right?
Definitely. He was in section 2. He came in Girard September 11th, 1968. I came in around 3 months later, January the 27th, 1969. And no, Miss Templeton was my governess when I first got there, and was his governess also.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't call them governesses?
Nah.
And when I first got there, and I just learned from Dan, this happened to most people. I thought it only happened to me. I didn't know I was going to Girard. I knew nothing about the color line and the marching and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went in, my mom was standing next to me, and she kind of disappeared. And I said, "Where my mom?" And I was getting ready to cry, and I didn't even get the chance to let the tear go out. And Miss Templeton said to me, "You're a man now. Hang up your coat in the cloakroom. You're number 18." And I'm like, I'm a follower, you know, and I just sucked the tear up. Next thing you know, I was at Girard College for the next 10 years.
Wow, that is crazy.
Yeah.
So you weren't the only one that got hoodwigged.
Nah.
Yeah, my
Nah.
wife talks about this as well. She
Right.
turned around, her mama was gone.
Right.
Maybe
Okay.
maybe in the time it was a good idea, so there was less drama as the parents were leaving to say goodbye.
Right.
But I'm 51 and I still talk about that shit. My mom just left. Like, what happened? I was abandoned. I got abandonment issues.
Right.
Nah. Yeah, come on.
Oh, what was your
Yeah.
first day like since you
My
came
first
in?
day was much different than you. Much different. Nah, because I went through the whole, admissions process. My mom talked me through. And I guess because I was one of the first of the 4 that went in.
Yeah.
So everybody wanted that thing to go right,
Yeah.
And so when I went, mom was there and then she said goodbye. And Miss Templeton just took my hand and we walked in and it was done. Then the rest is, is history.
Yes,
So, nah, mom didn't disappear on me because if she did, I might not have been in Girard. I would have been running down the main road. Look, where's my mom at? So
Run through that wall.
what? Climb over it or do something. Look.
So I'm curious, like, did you guys get into any trouble after lights out, or is that not really a thing? Y'all just
As far as in junior school, there was the disciplinary guy name was Mr. Wildman. He had a real heavy voice, heavier than Barry White's. You really didn't want to get in trouble. And Mr. Wyant, he had total control. I mean, when he blew the whistle on the playground, down, you just got down. You just froze almost. Even the ball almost would stop moving. And he had total control. Also, he had something that we call the wash machine. And if you really stepped out of line, he would get the sideburns. We had short haircuts. He'd get their sideburns. And he'd shake them up, and they called it the wash machine. And then one year, he tried to grab the black kid, and we barely had any hair, and he couldn't grab it, and everybody thought it was funny, and he just let it go. But my second year at Girard in Section 3, it was wilder. It was wild. It was a lady named Miss Woodcott was the governess, and they kind of ran over her. She was like from the 1940s or 50s, and these kids were just outrageous. People did do stuff. We had the grudge and everything.
Oh, so hold on. You said those kids, you weren't involved? Like you excluded yourself out of this whole thing.
There were some
those rough, kids.
There were some rough. I was pretty mild mannered. I mean, in high school.
Well, you were.
In high school, I went through a little thing. I didn't want to go that far yet up in the high school, but I did some things in high school. But no, I was pretty. Let me back it up before Girard. My dad died when I was like 7 years old, and it just changed my whole personality. My mom said. She said I was quiet after then. I was introverted, and then I'm shoved into Girard College, and I wasn't really I wasn't really a troublemaker, but I do have a lot of sports stories about the school because we didn't have females like y'all did, but we sure did have the armory and sports, and that's the best way I can say it. Yeah, I didn't search my brain for things that I did wrong. No. I kind of, Miss Templeton in Section 2, she had us, if a female walked in our room, we stood up at attention until they said at ease. And in the chapel, she used to brag about how straight our heads were. You know, other governors and people were complimenting her that we were sitting like bookshelves. Now, we didn't step out a lot not in Section 2, my first year. Miss
Templeton was.
Miss Templeton.
She was an authoritarian. Yeah. She used to look. That was the first time I seen a metal ruler. She would make you put your hand out.
Oh yeah.
Boom. She would take us out in front of junior school to do breathing exercises in the morning. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. I almost passed out one day. Breathe in. I'm like, Miss Templeton. But she was cool.
Right.
She used to have all white hair.
All white hair.
She took one day and cut her hair and had a silhouette of George Washington and used her hair.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
And George Washington said, I was like, but you know, we young, so it was fascinating. I was like, oh, you did that? But yeah. Dorm, only thing I can remember really out of order, I got in trouble because me and my roommate, Al Barnes, we were in like 8th grade by that time. Yeah. We were living on the back side of junior school, up on the 3rd floor.
Oh, okay. You were Merchant J, 2nd floor.
They didn't have gates on the windows. Mm-hmm. And so, I don't know why we even thought every passing car that came by. We were aiming. We got into this competition of who could hit the most cars. We was bam.
Outside of Girard.
Outside. We was on the back gate, just aiming at cars. You missed, laughing and joking. Then a police car came on. We tagged his car, pop! Oh! He stopped. We turned off the lights, so if he looked up, wouldn't know what room it was. All of a sudden, we thought we were cool. We sat. We were laying on the bed, laughing and joking. We heard a knock at the door. Mr. Gibbons.
Wow.
Mr. Gibbons and the police officer
Oh, snap!
was at the door. Me and Al was in the bed, acting like we were asleep. Gib knew us. He, get up, you're not asleep. Turned on the light. We looked at this police officer, looking at Gib. And Gib was like, were you throwing things out there? I was like, Gib, all these rooms on the back. Why would you just pick us out? Why would you just pick us out? Nah, we don't know. We were asleep, Gib. We were asleep. We got out of it because they couldn't prove it.
Yeah.
Wow.
But that was the end of throwing stuff.
Yeah, I would say so.
And Girard put gates on the window so
Yeah.
you couldn't throw anything out anymore. So
Here, I thought that was so I wouldn't fall out the daggone window.
No, that's
so I
what-
wouldn't
Me
throw
too.
things.
That's
what them gates that's what they were for, so you wouldn't throw anything
Wow.
over the wall and love. Nah, but most of the time, you know, we were cool. We were cool. I mean, one day Gib woke us up in the middle of the night, you know, because somebody else was causing trouble. Normally me and Al was up late, you know, walking the halls and knocking on people's doors, doing all the crazy stuff. But this night we were cool. Somebody else was doing it, but got everybody in trouble.
Uh-oh.
Gib took us all out and had us go on the soccer field and run laps.
Middle of the night.
Middle of the night. After I found out who it was, you know, I snitched. But Gib was so upset because he just had a newborn baby and they woke the baby up. He didn't want to hear it. Keep running, Gowans. Gib, I'm begging. Gib, come on, man. It wasn't me this time. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. But we just had to keep running. Lo and behold, I'm not going to give you the rest of the story, but when I found out who it was and Gib had us keep running, oh, you know it was on then.
Here's some business.
It was on then.
Yeah.
It didn't happen no more.
Peer-to-peer discipline.
No, there you go. Peer. I like that. Yeah. Mentoring one another. Yes. Yes.
Before we get too far away from Miss Templeton, I just want to backtrack a little bit back to section 2. Because Ned told me something during the call where I was like, this cannot be true.
Yes.
I know it is, but could you please explain
No.
one of the things that Miss Templeton did?
Well, two of the things that she did, we had, when I first got there, you know, you had the great bundle bag. We had tailors and all of that stuff, and a laundromat. We had 7 pair of underwear and all that stuff. And we wore nightgowns. And she had the boys, before you go to bed, you take your underwear off and you had to walk in the aisle and show her your underwear to make sure that there weren't any streaks in your underwear.
Oh,
and if there
snap.
was, she had this this metal thing that she never hit me because mine was cool. She had this metal thing, and she only hit the person once, and like bam on their butt. And she also we also had, unfortunately, I thought it was too much. I was real serious when I was younger. She also had a pee row. It was like 8 beds. If you urinated in the bed, you had the plastic on it. I thought that was too much attention for those 6 people.
Yeah.
But she checked your underwear. You weren't allowed to have your knee up. I don't know why. You weren't allowed to have your knee up when you were sleeping. And she was serious. But you were mannerly. You just she used to say, I didn't like this. She used to say, "Who died and made you boss?" And all of our fathers were dead. And I say to myself,
Oh, wow.
you know, like at home, I was supposed to be the man of the family. My
Yeah.
uncles too, but you didn't talk back. And she said, "Who died and made you boss?" When you stepped out of line, I'm like to myself, all of our fathers died.
Yeah.
What is she talking about here? But you were mannerly. That's the best way I can say it. You were. Another story about Miss Templeton was we sat in alphabetical order, and I sat next to a guy named Hughes, and he didn't like oatmeal, and she used to take that spoon and you could hit his teeth like and I'm like, oh, I really like oatmeal. Actually, I liked all of Girard's food. And
Did you eat
That's
oatmeal?
the first
I should try to eat his oatmeal real fast. Yeah. Because actually, he would throw up when she forced it in, and I'm sitting next to him. You know,
Oh,
it
man.
didn't bother me then, but in my adult life, anytime a male throws up, I can almost throw up. Not a woman,
Yeah.
not a baby. I could catch it. But if a man throws up, it just, not because of them, but that's
Yeah.
another Miss Templeton story. Checking the underwear,
Oh my God.
popping you.
So there was paddling going on. Y'all had corporal punishment too.
What?
Like Mike came in. It was still strict, but it wasn't as rigid. Like we used to get paddled like in the classroom, someone's office. Grudging was like
Grudging.
Yeah. Oh
in
man.
laps.
I remember movie marathon. I had to grudge on a movie marathon on a weekend. I was out there for 2 whole movies.
Mm.
I can still tell you the movies. One of them was not Mad Max. The Running Man and like 3 O'clock High or something like that. I stood outside for 2 full movies.
They made you
Standing.
stand out there?
Yeah, I was bad as hell.
Love.
I'm not even gonna say I didn't deserve it. I absolutely did.
Yeah. Look, they paddled us, yeah. Some people even had their own personal paddle, yeah.
Wow.
With a little string around it, you know what I mean, that they can carry it. Oh yeah, man, look. That straightened you up quick.
Yeah.
I never got
Paddling, you never got paddled?
Oh,
I never
man.
even saw the paddle.
What?
I heard about it.
What?
I heard about it.
They drilled holes in them. So they swung
it was
faster.
them.
Yeah.
It was them again. It was them again. Oh no. Nah, paddling straightened you up quickly.
Yeah.
Quickly. Now I'm thinking about it, it's like, yo, were they legally allowed to do that?
Back then,
Yeah,
yeah.
there you
Yeah,
go.
I mean, I know
absolutely.
they are,
Yeah.
but I'm
Right.
just saying, you know, wow.
Yeah.
Well, you joined the
You know,
fraternity. Y'all had paddles
I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah.
I don't know about
That's
that.
a rumor.
Yeah,
That's
we
a
can't.
rumor.
That's a rumor.
That is a
Spilling all
rumor.
the secrets.
I do know when I went to my first week at Girard, it could have been the second week. It was a Tuesday, and I went to swimming, and that's the main story that I have to tell because it was Fisher, Bishop, and Jenkins. We did everything together. We got fitted together at the tailor shop. We did everything together. We were in class 3-2 together, and Mr. Greenfield, he's like 6'5". Glad he only worked there 1 year, and so we're in the small swimming pool, and the little swimming pool is still 6 feet in the middle. We're 3 feet. And he took Kevin Fisher by his arm and his foot, and he threw him in that water like a Frisbee, and he went, and I guess Kevin just started swimming. He took Joseph Bishop, and he threw him in there, and and all the boys were in the water. And then he took me, and Girard's got all marble walls. And I tried to slide and almost fight, but I realized you can't be doing a lot of tugging. You'll bust your head on this. And he took me, and he threw me, and I went to the bottom, and I'm like, I see all these bodies with no clothes, all these naked, all these castrated bodies. I'm trying to get up, and then when I get to the side to catch my air,
Cut that out there.
no. Oh,
Nah, boy, joking. Go ahead.
The laughter. It's like a roar of laughter, and I'm at this point I'm realizing what's going on. So I decided the following Tuesday, at 3 years, in the third grade, I just raised my hand. I told Miss Templeton, I don't know where I got this from. I got earache. She write that pink slip out to go to the infirmary. I let Miss Jarvis drop them drops in, and I watched them kids swim almost for the whole half a year. Then when I was in there in the third grade, at the same time, I could hear with the other ear if the swimming teacher said, free play next week. Then I'd be in the water. The following year, there was a teacher named Mr. Hess for swimming. And he said to me, Jenkins, you can't swim, can you? And you know how like in a dream, you can't really talk?
Yeah.
So I was like, and he said, free play for you all year long in the 3 feet part. And I'm like, I hit the $1 million lottery. So, actually, I could doggy paddle. I learned how to doggy paddle with Girard. I could swim on my back, but it was something about turning my head and getting the water. In the yearbook, getting the air, not the water. In the yearbook, it says, can you imagine Ned Jenkins on the swimming team? Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a good one, though.
Yeah,
The swimming
really.
was cool.
He could swim.
You know, I told Dan, that was my backdrop. Now I'm on a podcast and I'm telling everybody. That's how my nickname came. My nickname is Gup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my nickname is Gup. Well, my classmates, I'm a little, look, I'm a little chunky guy, so I had a little stomach. So they called me Gup, thinking that they were, they were busting on me.
Right.
He got a little, but I learned how to swim.
Mm-hmm.
And swimming was my thing. You know, I never went out for the swim team.
That was best.
But I love when Girard put, you know, they used to throw the little objects in and you had to go down and get them.
Right.
Oh, that was me. I used to watch the Wild World of Sports.
Yeah.
And how they judge you when on the splash going in.
Yeah.
Oh, come on now. I'm trying to make a little drop. Yeah. Go down, get it, bring it back up. I learned how to swim. Taught my children how to swim.
That's awesome.
Grandchildren, and after a while, you know. So, yeah.
I gotta tell you.
Yeah.
Like,
You got to tell him.
so
You were on the swim team, right?
no.
He's got his own swim story.
The skinny dipping is like wild. So it's just when we were talking, I'm like, oh my God, it's just bring it back. Like the memories is kind of rushing forward, like from the back of my head to the front. Like you unlocked some secret door, right? Like tucked it away. But they used to have these metal benches, and you used to have to mimic how to swim. You'd be butt ass naked laying on that metal bench and like doing the little swim motion naked on a whole metal bench. I'm not even making it up. I really hope somebody else that sees this verifies it because it's true as hell. And I came from a single parent home. I washed myself. I didn't take a shower with a group of people. My mom didn't come in and say, you know, wash your ass. Like you just knew how to do it.
Right.
And then skinny dipping. I just thought like Girard was like Caligula at some point. People were just naked 30% of the time. Like I didn't understand it. So
Did they roll the towels up and?
oh yeah, rat tail.
Oh, yeah.
And they used to wet the tip of it.
Oh yeah, they wet the whole towel back then. No one ever.
You had
I never got hit, but I knew how to do it. I never really
wrap
hit
it up.
anybody.
Oh, yeah, wrap it up. Like you said, the
Rat tail.
rat
Yeah,
tail.
rat tail.
Yeah, once I learned that, oh man.
That made
it
a
was on
noise.
and popping.
Yeah, that
It
made
was
a
on and
slapping noise.
popping.
I never hit nobody. I used to hit the wall. No, man.
Keep them away from me.
I never hit nobody with that.
Survival of the fittest. I'm gonna get you
Oh,
first
no.
before you come after
No one
me.
ever hit me. I never hit nobody with that. That thing would hurt. I
Yeah,
knew how to do it.
it did
though.
hurt.
I knew how to do it.
What? That's how you learn how to do the rat tail real quick. Look, yeah, it
I
was.
knew how to do it.
Yeah.
So not only was I happy when the girls came, just because it improved the
bet.
view of the school, they also gave us swim trunks, so there was no more skinny
There you
dipping.
go.
Oh,
there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Although they were like bikinis.
Still, at least y'all had them.
Coochie cutters.
At least y'all had them.
We was in France.
You have been listening to the Dorm Disorder Podcast. Until next time, lights out.